Hello everyone, and thanks for joining me today on Drawing with Hilda. I'm Hilda and I'm the Life Enrichment Manager for Grandview Terrace. Today we are going to be drawing a coffee mug and I'm going to walk you step by step. But before we get started, I want to give you my disclaimer. I am not a professional artist. This is just something that I like to do on my spare time. If you've come to any of my paint and wine classes, you know that we have a lot of fun together and I make sure that you understand my steps. Pencil, an eraser, and a blank piece of paper. Let's get started. Okay, now that you have your paper and your pencil, we're going to go ahead and make 2 dots in the middle of your paper, about 5 inches apart. Then we're going to make a football shape and connect those dots around the top and around the bottom. We're going to make a light straight line down the middle. Bring it down about 4 inches past this line here. Doesn't have to be straight, just this light line. We're going to go back and erase it later. Okay. Then we're going to go ahead and start on our right side here, and we're going to bring it down about an angle. And as we get down closer to the bottom, we're going to curve and meet right in the middle. We're going to go ahead and do the same over on the left. Come down, bring it towards an angle here. Curve and meet it right in the middle. Okay, we can go back and kind of fix our lines a little bit afterwards. Make sure that you're using your pencil very light. You will be going back and erasing, and you don't want to make those lines too dark, too thick, so that you can't erase some of them. Okay, but after we have that done, right here on the inside, we're going to make sure that we make another football here, and it's going to come and curve inward just a little bit. We're going to go ahead and clean up these sides here, and we're going to bring it out and make it more round. We're making a coffee mug here, so we're going to make them round a little bit. And meet it there at the bottom. I'm going to do the same here over on the left. Bring it, make it round, and meet at the bottom. Okay. Go ahead and go in there and erase that first line that you made on both sides. I like big mugs when I'm drinking my coffee or my tea. If you want to make yours shorter, you can do that as well. Now we're going to go ahead and work on our handle, and it's going to be kind of a question mark shape. We're going to start here on our right, on this half of the mug. Remember, we have this line down the middle, so half of the right side here, you're going to start there. You're going to come out straight, curve it towards the outside of the mug, bring it in, and make your question mark. You're going to come back up to the top where you started. You're going to make a line diagonally, and then you're going to follow that same shape, making it thicker on the side that curves and bringing it in closer as it comes close to the mug at the bottom. You're going to go ahead and connect it there at an angle. Okay? Go back and erase that line that you have inside your handle. There we go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and erase that line that we did towards the beginning, cutting our mug in half. Now we're going to go and add more detail to our mug. Starting with our football, we're going to go ahead and round it off a little bit more, making it round more on the corners than at a peak. Okay, keep following that line there. Make it round. If you've ever been to any of my paint and wine classes, you know that I don't like a lot of clean lines. And you don't have to be an artist to be able to do this, okay? I feel like everyone's an artist in their own way. And we're gonna add the same thing. We're gonna just kind of shape our coffee mug here. Make it round. You can start pushing down on your pencil a little harder just to make it a little darker. And the same thing with my handle. I'm gonna go in, just kind of go over it with my pencil again, making it a little darker before I go in there and start adding any shading to it. Okay. Now the inside of our mug here, our coffee, we are going to start by making little swirls going in one direction so it makes it look like there's liquid in there. Okay? Then with your pencil at an angle, usually when I'm drawing, I like to hold my pencil between my fingers here. It gives me a little more stability when I'm shading so I don't get darker lines in some areas than others. And lightly, all the areas that round, like this one, you're going to do a little bit of shading inside, starting darker, closer to that side, okay? And then moving your way out lighter. You're going to follow that shape and go lighter. So follow that shape, darker, and as you come out, lighter. Same thing with this middle one. Start darker, bring it out, get lighter. See this curve here? I'm going to start darker, bringing it out, making it lighter. I'm going to do that with all my round areas here. Start darker, bringing it out, lighter. This big one here, I'm going to start darker, bringing it closer to that next one. It's going to get super light. Okay? Then you're going to come over to the edges where you first made your football shape. You can do the same thing. Start darker and bringing it lighter. Over on the other side, start darker and bringing it in lighter. Just fill it in. Okay, now this rim here in the front, because it's closer to you, we're going to go ahead and make that a little darker. And try to make it a little thicker as well. See how I'm adding more pencil shading there and making it thicker? As it turns, just gonna leave it. Maybe just make it darker there, making it lighter there. I'm gonna dab with my eraser a little bit there in the middle. Erase a little bit, make that line a little lighter than the rest of it. Okay, now for your coffee mug, you're going to go ahead and shade here towards the right. And I'm using a circular motion and using small circles as I'm shading. Okay, I'm not pushing very hard down on my pencil, just shading it. But since I want that area a little darker right under my handle, I'm going to go over it a couple more times. Again, I'm not pushing down on my pencil too hard. I'm just going over it more than the other areas. And I want that area to be a little darker. As I'm moving away from it, I'm making it lighter and lighter. Circular motions. Now if you wish to not do any shading with your pencil, you're welcome to just leave your mug as is and use color. Whether it's markers, color pencils, watercolors, acrylics, pens, whatever you choose. Now here on my handle, I want to separate the handle from the rest of the mug. So on the bottom of the handle, I'm going to start darker and moving down gradually, making it lighter and lighter. Again, my pencil's not being pushed down too hard, it's just slightly. And then I'm going to come out at an angle, a circular motion. And as you come more towards the middle of your mug, your pencil's going to get lighter and lighter and lighter. On your handle here, we're going to stop right there with that. On your handle here, we're going to go ahead and just add a couple lines here with your pencil. And then make it a little darker here on this curve here. And then a couple lines over on this side. Starting darker at the bottom, moving your way up, making your lines shorter and lighter as you go up. Same thing up here. Darker at the top, bring it down at an angle, getting lighter as you come down. Okay. Now on this side, on the left, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to go ahead and go up and down. Start darker at the top. We're not going to make it as dark as the other side. Just lighter as you go out and bring it all the way down. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead on each side of your mug here. You're going to add a line. And this makes it look like it's sitting on a table, on a counter. We're going to make this bottom part of your coffee mugs very dark. Again, you don't have to push down on your pencil too hard. All you have to do is just go over it a few times, making it darker. Okay, you're going to start over on the left side of the mug, darker at an angle. And you're going to kind of just bring it bigger circles out. And as you come out, you're going to make them lighter. This is going to add the effect that there's a shade on your mug, on your counter, your table, wherever you choose to have your coffee mug there. And then as you go, just kind of make it lighter. We're going to come back up to the top and we're going to add our steam to our coffee mug. So you can just come up here and add some squigglies. I like squigglies. Again, I'm not a professional artist. This is something that I like to do on my pastime. My technique would probably be different that of someone else's or a professional art teacher. I'm making some of them look like a heart, and I'm going to go over it a little bit, even if it's not really matching. I like that effect of, again, I don't like straight lines too much. Okay, one thing I always tell everybody during my paint and wine classes is you're not really an artist until you do your final step. Your final step is your signature. So my initials are HA. And normally I just put the year on there.
And there you have it, folks. Your very first drawing with Hilda. I hope you had as much fun as I did. Join me next week and see what we can come up with.
Woke up whistling like the wind blows, looking out my